In a world where love is often a luxury and family expectations rule, one woman dares to defy tradition. Clarice, a bright and ambitious college student, is forced to choose her education or an arranged marriage. Just when all hope seems lost, fate intervenes in the form of a reserved yet powerful CEO, Lloyd. Their lives intertwine when she helps his grandmother recover from a devastating scam. But what starts as an act of kindness quickly spirals into something much deeper. A deal is made. A contract is signed. A pretend marriage begins. But can two strangers truly fake love without real emotions getting in the way? Or will buried secrets and hidden intentions change everything? This is not just a love story, it's a battle between duty and desire, survival and sacrifice. Stay tuned as we uncover the twists and turns of a relationship built on deception, but destined for something more. Subscribe to the Story Portal for this gripping tale of love, betrayal, and unexpected fate. The air in Clarice's small home was thick with tension. Seated across from her parents, she felt the walls closing in as they laid out their demands once again. "You're leaving college by the end of the semester," her father declared, his tone leaving no room for argument. "It's time for you to settle down." Clarice's heart pounded in protest. Settle down? I'm barely 21. I want to finish my studies. Her mother scoffed. And who will pay for it? Your part-time job at the cafe? Clarice knew the truth, they were drowning in financial troubles. But marriage? To a man she barely knew? The very thought made her skin crawl. Her parents had chosen Julius, a wealthy businessman 15 years her senior. To them, security was more important than love. But to Clarice, this felt like a death sentence. That night, she sat on her bed, staring at the ceiling, whispering to herself, there has to be another way. She just didn't know that another way would come in the form of a stranger and a contract that would change her life forever. At the local cafe, where she worked to pay for school, Clarice never expected that a simple act of kindness would lead to a meeting with one of the city's most powerful families. An elderly woman sat alone at a corner table, distressed and fumbling with her phone. Clarice approached with a warm smile. "Do you need help?" Tears filled the woman's eyes. "I've been scammed. They took all my savings." Clarice's chest tightened. She sat down and helped the woman contact the bank, report the fraud, and calm her racing heart. For over an hour, she stayed by her side, offering support in a world that often ignored the weak. "You are a kind girl," the woman said. "What is your name?" "Clarice." "Clarice," she repeated with a knowing smile. "You remind me of someone dear to me." What Clarice didn't know was that this woman was Eleanor Lloyd, grandmother to one of the most influential men in the country. And that man was about to turn her world upside down. 2 days later, a sleek black car pulled up outside the cafe. A sharply dressed man stepped out, his piercing gaze scanning the room before settling on her. Lloyd, he introduced himself, sliding into the seat across from her. Clarice froze. She knew his name. Who didn't? The CEO of Lloyd Group. Powerful. Untouchable. "About my grandmother," he began, voice calm but firm. "She won't stop talking about you. She says you're kind. Honest. Trustworthy." Clarice wasn't sure what to say, so she nodded politely. "I need a wife," he stated bluntly. Her mouth fell open. "Excuse me?" "A fake one." Silence hung between them as Austin leaned forward, lowering his voice. "My grandmother's health is fragile. Her greatest wish is to see me settled. I don't have time for relationships, and I don't believe in love. But if she thinks I'm married, she'll be at peace." Clarice still couldn't process what she was hearing. "And why me?" "Because she trusts you." Her mind raced. It was insane. Ridiculous. Impossible. Until he uttered the words that changed everything. "I'll pay for your education. Every last cent." She stared at him, the weight of her family's expectations pressing down on her. This wasn't love. This wasn't marriage. This was a contract. And it might just be her only way out.